Okay, so today we're going to create a lead scraping monster using Claude Code and Apify. Now, Apify is a really useful tool. We have a look at the interface here. Basically, Apify has the ability to scrape a number of different platforms and has access to databases such as this one here, Leads Finder, Leads with Emails, Apollo Alternative. I found this very, very useful for scraping leads in any industry and in any country, and it's incredibly cheap, $1.50 for 1,000 leads. If you think of Apollo's a very expensive alternative compared to this. Now we're going to use Claude Code, and we're going to connect directly to Apify, and we're going to scrape as many leads as we want for very little money. Okay, so if we come into Claude Code, I'm using Visual Studio here. I've created a folder already, Apify Lead Scraper. Create a new session with Claude Code. Create a new one, and the first thing I want to do is just create a basic folder structure within our Apify Lead Scraper folder. So let's do that now. Okay, all I want to do is create a simple folder structure within the existing project. Apify Lead Scraper. Now this is just to kind of house our new program that's going to scrape leads for us. So I'll create that. Claude Code will think. It looks like it's found it okay. It's checking the permissions, and it's going to create a few folders here. It looks like it's going to be source, config, output, logs. That should be okay. Let's go with that. It's probably not what I had in mind. I had in mind the more traditional kind of AI project structure, but this will do for us for this Apify Lead Scraper. This will now create those folders. Just give it a moment to think. Runs a bash command. That's good. That's what we want. Okay, now if we go back to our folder and see, we now have this structure here. Okay, so we'll go back to Claude Code and we'll describe exactly what we want. An API key for Apify. I want to use this actor. Now, in Apify, actors are basically, how do I describe it, are the programs that you run, and they go off and get the information needed, in this case leads, and bring them back for you. I want to use this actor. I'll get the actual, here it is here, copy that, codecrafter/leads finder, and be able to scrape 20 leads. We'll make it 20 just for the sake of this. I'm actually on the free plan currently with Apify. Any more than 100 leads you do need to pay, but it is incredibly inexpensive compared to alternatives such as Apollo. I'll just go 20 leads and bring them back in a CSV format so I can use them. Now, at this point you might be thinking, why don't I just go directly to the Apify interface and do this? In fact, it actually would be even easier. But the thing is, with this particular component we're creating with Claude Code, you could use that, and then you could kind of interlace that with another program that sends cold emails. You can really kind of build on what you're actually building here with Claude Code, if that makes sense. So we're only doing one component of the project, being getting the leads. But you could then use Claude Code to create like a cold email sender or something like that with the leads that you've got. And you can kind of bring it all into the one program. Okay, I have an API key for Apify. I want to use this actor. Can you create a connection using the API key, which I will supply? Apply post creation. Okay, now let's see. It'll probably ask me some questions. It may not ask me some questions. Let's see what it actually does. I'll just pause this. It does take a little while to think sometimes. Okay, while I was paused, Claude Code has actually created a few things. It's been smart enough to create a Node.js setup using the official Apify client package. The API key will be loaded from a .env file you will fill in after, so we'll do that just at the end. It's written the package JSON file, created a .env file example. Let's have a look. JSON, which we can see there. Scraper a JavaScript file with scraper.js, even a git ignore file. So that's all pretty cool. It's asking now to install Node Package Manager, which will let it do it. And I'll just pause this again while that actually downloads for us. Okay, so now it says it's created what we need. Now the project structure, it's actually Hugh AI has outsmarted me. The structure it created in the early stages when we asked for a folder structure looks like it suits this much better than what I had in mind, so that's really good. Has a spot for the API key, has an optional edit config actor.json to adjust search query location or lead counts. What it means there, I'll just show you exactly what it means. Basically, with these Apify actors, you can specify a number of things like job title for leads you want, locations, email status, and if you look at it here, they actually come in a JSON format. If it'll let me view it, and it looks somewhat like this. Now, this is what he means by actor, what Claude means by actor.json. So, for example, in Australia, validated emails, we only want 20 results, and we want this number of, or this size of business. We'll go back here, and what I'm going to create is we want, in fact, we'll tell Claude directly what we want. I want leads in Australian wineries in the area, Victoria, Australia. I want any marketing, management, or owner emails, especially, and company size up to 50. Okay, let's think what other attributes we should ask for. Let's just go back to Apify and see what we can see. Email must be validated. I'll put that. Email must be validated. Must be validated. And that should be okay. We'll just see what actor.json it comes up with this. And we'll run Claude Code here. I'll just pause this while it runs. Okay, so Claude's done its work, and it looks like it skipped ahead a bit. I'm not sure if it wants to read code-craft a leads finder to find out more information, or if it wants to actually call the URL. But we'll go yes and just see what it does. Looks like it's just reading information to try and figure out how to format the request we've actually given it. I'll just pause this while it thinks. As suspected, it was just figuring out the correct schema to use for the actor.json. Let's have a look and see what it's actually created. Okay, this all looks pretty, yeah, that looks all pretty relevant. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's pick the right area. Yep, that's about right. Marketing and operations. Yep, that looks good. Okay. Now, we're pretty much ready to go in all of, 9 minutes, and I've been talking through it all rather than actually just writing. So what I'll do, I'll show you where I get the API key for starters. We'll go back to Apify. Let's have a look. If we go to settings, let's just wait for that. Let's have API integrations. And we'll just wait for this to load, and it should let us, as you can see, I've tried this a few other times. I'll create a new token here, and this will give us an API key. I'll delete this immediately after, so don't worry about being exposed. We'll call this Claude Code Demo. we'll set an expiry date just in case I do forget to delete it. We'll put that for a couple of days. Create. Okay, so there's our key. It's not even going to show it to us, so that's good. Let me just pause this while I put this into the .env file. Okay, so I've created the API key and copied it into this .env file, which is an environment file, and removed the .example extension from it. Now it looks like our leads will land in output leads.csv. One thing to note. Okay, so if it doesn't find 20, whatever it finds. Interestingly, it knows that Red Hill is part of the Mornington Peninsula towns. That's pretty cool. But let's just run it as it is. Let's just run as is. API key is now in .env. Let's see if we can actually figure it out. I'll pause this just while it runs again. Okay, now Claude's finished running, and there's a few things worth noting. Now, the first thing is the initial run had exit code 1, which I'm assuming that is their code for an error, and it discovered that it needed to put all of the seniority level and the functional levels as lowercase. Tried again, and it found another error. It needs the contact location to be in lowercase for API calls. It looks good. Then it realized it needs a more granular size of employees, which it figured out. Then it figured out it needed a company industry of wine and spirits, which it's done. And then it hit into a real snag. Funnily enough, I'm using the free plan for Apify, and it hit a restriction. So basically, the actor itself accepted all endpoints correctly and ran fine, but free Apify accounts can only trigger accounts through the Apify web UI, not API calls. So basically, I need to spend $50 to get it to work. But think about it, $50 is credit for $1.49 divided by $1.50, so thousands of leads. So if you want to actually do it, you could do that. But what I'm going to do instead is run it directly through the interface. We'll copy this, and I'll prove that it actually would have worked. And we'll go back to Apify, back to actors. That's what we want. We want to go to the leads finder. Let's have a look. I wonder if actually the run actually worked. Let's have a look. Today, yeah, users on the Apify free plan can only run through the UI. So let's go to the UI, input, JSON format. Let's copy that. Let's paste in this, and we'll see if it actually works for us. Let's run that. Now, it hasn't thrown an error yet, so that's pretty promising. We'll let it run. I might just pause the video. Normally it'll take about a minute to run. Okay, so it did return us a set of results. You can see here there's a Red Hill Estate result. I do notice some of these are from areas in Victoria that aren't actually specifically in Red Hill. Issues with this particular scraper, but all in all, they're all pretty good results. I mean, Bright Brewery, admittedly, that's probably beer rather than wine. Wine brokers. Yeah, there's some good results here. You could easily base an outgoing campaign on this. There's a number of emails that we could send information to and try and find potential customers. So that's all in all. That's all we've got today. Unfortunately, I'm not prepared to pay $50 just to show you results come through to Claude, but I can safely say that it would have worked if we were prepared to pay for that API itself. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this far. And as always, if you're looking to work with me or just talk AI, email, links in the description. Also, link to my landing page in the description as well. Thank you very much.